This video is brought to you by Draeger's Classics. I'm loading onto the ferry in Edmonds, Washington, heading for Joe at Old School Garage. We just landed in Kingston here, and I'm leaving the ferry, and it's about a 40-mile drive, 45-mile drive from here down to Joe at Old School Garage in Port Orchard, Washington. Gives me a really good chance to drive it well and see how it feels. A lot of it's freeway driving all the way down there, and so I'm running at 60 miles an hour, and I know what's going on with it. I get there and I can say, Joe, I noticed this or I noticed that, and it just really makes it a good way to know what's happening with a vehicle. I really like doing this drive, especially when it's a nice day like this. Well, we're coming to Joe at Old School Garage here, and I've been coming here. I bring a lot of cars here. The Studebaker out there is mine, but those other two Chevys are not, and neither is that Chevy or the one we're coming into. But anyway, Joe will do the service on this. We just got done doing the photos and video of the underside, and Andrew's going to bring it out now.
Step on the brakes. Hit the turn signals. There you go. You can see the backup lights and turn signals and the lights all work there. So headlights are on. I'm going to put the top down right now to show you how easy it is. You just unclamp the two sides here and get those center levers off. And then you have to push this up and it'll go down. And as you can see here, it's lined, and this liner is all real good there and everything. So, and when you put this down, it's got these clamps right here. There we go, I was pushing it too far. Anyway, that's keeps it solid. This thing, the boot, my wife had a neat idea on it. She says, instead of replacing that dirty white one with another white one, she thinks it ought to have a black boot on it. She even thought it ought to have a black top on it, but I'd leave the white interior on there. Anyway, let's take a look at this inside here. I like this because it's all white interior, and in a convertible, it's really a good idea. It's nice when you get in the hot sun, you come back and sit down in it, and black will just burn you, and this white, doesn't matter if it's sitting out here in the open, you don't have to cover them or do anything. Seats, they're all good. There's a little bit of a spot right there. There's a little wear right in here, another spot in there. So there's a couple of spots on here. This interior, it's got this Alpine radio in it. We haven't played with it or anything, but it's got the speakers on each side. It's set up for an iPhone, and we don't know why it's not working. It looks almost new, so I'm sure it's probably just something simple. We're not radio experts by any manner of means. And you can see the dash across here is all good. There's a little bit of a crack right in there on it. Everything else looks good. The visors look good. This seat, you can't turn ahead because it's the piece going across here, and you can reach down underneath there and lift it up. You can see the interior here is good. This all looks real good and everything. I'm going to go around this other side over here and show you what we got going on here. Of course, it's a 4-speed, starts right up, runs good. This is, of course, your headlight switch right there. It's got wipers and washers. Fan blower right here. I don't see that or not, but that's right there. I don't think, oh wait a minute, I didn't have it pushed in far enough. I played with it once on the cigarette lighter and it didn't do anything. I don't even know what that switch does. So anyway, I got the fan blowing right now and the horn honks. Now Andrew marked it as not honking. It's an interesting thing. You turn it off, it won't honk. So you have to have the fan on, or the ignition on, to have the horn blowing. Excuse me. And again, door closes great. Top, you got to push down on that to get that piece out. Pull that one down. Then you can lift this top up. And again, you got to pull these over center pieces out, and that just clamps right in there real easily. And that's how easy it is to put the top up and down. It's a nice little car. You know, it's a driver quality car, but it really looks good. The paint is beautiful on it. I think it'll make you a really good car. And again, as you've seen before, doors close good, runs good. As you can see, that top looks real good on there. Now you look at the sides. I mean, this car is really nice and straight. Everything looks clean and good. Paint looks real good on it. Windows roll up good. And then that chrome looks good in there. This window rolls good. And the door closes good, as you can see. And again, going along here, I would show you bad spots in the paint. And I think there's one spot way down low in here I saw somewhere, but there's a little brush touch right there. But it's minor. Hood all looks good. Front bumper is all real nice. It actually, this is a new front bumper because it had a bad chrome spot in it when I bought it, and so I bought a new bumper for it. It needed it. It wasn't bent up, it was just the chrome came off. This all looks real good. Here's where you put your gas, is in there, right there. This side here, same thing. The windows roll up, down good. Same back here. Got seat belts in the way. And the chrome on this side looks pretty good. Well, that was just a little dirt there, I guess. But you can see that looks good. Now we got to go back this way because you got to go into the glove box to open up the hood. Then you can open up I should call it the trunk, I guess. Anyway, you can see this is all clean and decent in here. The spare tire looks real good. It's got a dent in it right here, but it'll work just fine as a spare. I don't know a lot about Volkswagens, but it is clean and decent underneath here. And it all looks good there. And again, going down this side, both sides are chipped up in here like this, a little bit on here, on that chrome piece there. But look at the paint on here is nice. There's a little spot right there. No, that was nothing. All this looks good. Oh, and here's what I was seeing right down here. I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but right there is a little bit of chip. And of course, to open this up, you just push that. And there's that 4-cylinder Volkswagen engine. They're really easy to work on and everything. And Joe did a tune-up on it and stuff, and it runs good, drives good. It's not a powerhouse like I'm used to driving, but overall, oh, there's another little bit bad spot right there. The star in the back bumper, of course, looks real good. We're going to start this engine for you right now. The underside of this car, it's got 108,000 miles on it, I think it is, you know, and it's, you know, nobody restores a car like this. They just drive it down the road. So it's got all the buildup from 108,000 miles running around. There's a little bit of oil underneath here. It does not drip. It doesn't leave a pool of oil or anything. These heat shield right here on this side is, it's kind of bad, but you'd take a lot to replace that, and I think that's all it is a heat shield. It doesn't do anything other than that. And of course, the bottom of this transmission is here, and Joe at Old School Garage did the service and safety check on it. Looks like he put new hydraulic brake lines on here. Those look fresh. Now that I look at the underside here more, and I'm coming up forward here on the floor pans, it looks like somebody's cleaned and painted on this one, and this side they haven't touched. Of course, maybe that's all they need to do is clean up on here a little bit, but again, everything looks good and solid. I don't see any rust anywhere. I don't see any, I just don't see anything on it. The floor pan all the way forward all looks good. And underneath here, it all looks good. This outside here, the frame looks good. Everything looks real good underneath here. Continuing on these floor pans, it's still the same way. Everything looks good and solid everywhere I look. Underneath here in the under fenders in here on both sides, the front end here all looks good. Looks like new bushings right there, and that must have been done before we bought it because we didn't do anything with that. Again, like I say, Joe did the service and safety check on it, and everything looks just good and solid. It doesn't look beat up and banged and all, you know, distorted in any way. I think you'll find that this is a decent Volkswagen. This will give you a chance to see this Volkswagen going down the freeway now. I mean, it's a great driving little car. This will give you a chance to see what it looks like. There you are, we're at 60 miles an hour, almost. Anyway, you can see it's just driving good. There, I'm at 60. Anyway, this should give you a good chance to see how it looks. Good little car. Well, we're back to Draeger's, and I hope you got a chance to see this go down the freeway just a little bit. It just gives you an idea. It's a clean little, good driving car. Should work well for you.
Now, I had driven this Volkswagen over 100 miles and not an ounce of problems. But right here, I was going up onto the freeway when we were doing the video, and by golly, it popped out of third gear for me under acceleration. Right there is where it did it, and I just didn't like that, so we took it in and had the transmission shop go through it and rebuild it, and so it's ready to go now.
I'm Andrew Draeger, and if you have any questions about this vehicle, please don't hesitate to call or email us.
I'm Jerry Draeger, and we're a father-son team, and we hope you enjoyed the video and understand that we really try really hard to go over the vehicle with this video to show you everything. Doesn't mean that I get every single spot or anything else, but I try, and Andrew and I both work really hard to make sure the vehicles are in top shape before they leave here. You got any questions, always give us a call or email us. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. We really invite you to come see them. And if you can't, you should have them inspected. I think it's really important to make sure you understand what you're buying.